Welcome to Align Trading, taking a look at the SPY recap for the day, as well as the live analysis and the trades taken in Discord. So first thing that I posted here in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for this cup and handle that we were forming right here at this 531.34 level, which was the top of the range. Now explained that we wanted to see this blue and yellow right here starting to form a possible handle, and if we saw this inverse head and shoulder right here to break out, then we could look for the move higher. However, we started forming resistance at this 531 right here, and I explained to be watching for this white tapering algorithm right here, and you can see that is why we get this move down right there. As I explained here, I would have liked to see that retest off of this 5-day moving average and then form some sort of move like this, grabbing this liquidity right here. However, we formed this inverse cup at this moving average right here, and then on the 1 minute, we formed resistance and it gave us this move down, which we will go over. However, even after losing this 5 MA right here and closing this inverse cup at the bottom of the range, this 528 level, we still remain within this blue and the yellow controlled selling algorithms right here, and can possibly be looking for this move higher now off the moving average and grabbing all of this liquidity to break to the upside. We did have Nvidia earnings after hours today, which are currently up around 6%. So pay attention to that tomorrow, and I will talk about that a little bit more after going over the 1 minute now. Early in the morning, we had some very choppy price action, which I explained was because of FOMC minutes later on in the day, and the market was waiting in anticipation for that. However, I explained that if we did start to form this right here below that 530.99, that you could look for this inverse cup and handle if we wanted to move lower. And if we wanted to move higher, watch for this inverse head and shoulder right here to grab this liquidity, and you can see that is what we did. After that move right there, I explained at the top of this range right here to be looking for this breakdown still below that 530.99, and that if we wanted to move higher, look for the handle right here and see it do something like that to get the breakout of the top of the range. However, you do see that we start tapering right here, and you start seeing this head and shoulder forming as well as this inverse cup, and off of this handle right here is where I take my first trade, and I get the move all the way down to here. As I explained in the pre-market brief, I wanted to see that move to the moving average and retest it in order to move back higher and grab this liquidity if we wanted to move up. So that is why I sold all of my position right there at the bottom and did not look for any runners because of this moving average right here. I wanted to see this move higher. As this inverse head and shoulder right here was forming on the 1 minute, we were also looking for it to form on the 30 minute, as you can see right here. So right when it did this, wanted to see it form this shoulder back above that 530.99 if we were going to break out higher like that. However, you can see that we start to taper right here, and we are no longer starting to form that cup at this 531.34 and that handle that we want to see if it is going to break out. As I explained before the minutes meeting, we must be below the 5 MA in order to short. So once we did right here off of this green algorithm, you can see is starting to taper. This is where I took my next trade, and it was just a quick one. Right here, I entered on this candle, and I was all out at the bottom of this move right here. I took all of my position out right here because this was still before the minutes meeting, and I was waiting for the crazy candles and a retracement before I took another entry. So right here, we're still below this moving average before the minutes meeting, and you see we're starting to form that head and shoulder right there. Now, the first couple minutes, I did not take any of these trades, but I waited for this retracement right here, and once it started forming this shoulder right here, I took this trade right here, which my first entry actually got stopped out. I entered right here, and on this candle wick, I got stopped out because I had tight stops, and then I had to take another entry once I saw this red candle right here beginning to break back down. After moving down to 528 right here being the bottom of the range and my target, I was all out of my positions and I called it a day there. I explained there's no reason to try and force any new shorts in this. At 149, I also explained that we could return to the 5MA here for safety, and sure enough, that is where we returned to. Which now brings us to what to be watching for tomorrow. So let's head over to the 30-minute chart. Coming off of those Nvidia earnings after hours, which did perform well, we can see maybe a gap up to start the day. However, we do have some news in the morning, being jobless claims and PMI, so if those are bad, possibly pay attention to that. If we do start tomorrow with a gap up, I will obviously be looking for this 531.34 retest and move higher if that is in the possibilities. However, if we do start with the gap up and we dump, watch for it back below this 531.34. Now, if we do start with a gap down off of, say, bad news in the morning, pay attention to this 5-day moving average. If we are below the moving average, then you can look for shorts, but if we are above the moving average, I will be looking to go long. We'll just have to wait and see how the market opens tomorrow and play accordingly. Taking a more zoomed out look here, if we want to go down and close this inverse cup at this level right here, we also have this level, and then all of the liquidity is sitting here if we did want to just dump like that. As we can see, we are still within this blue and yellow controlled selling, giving us this flag. If we want to make this move higher, we can still do that, especially with the Nvidia news being good. We just need to see how the pre-market news is. Now on the daily chart here, as you can see, we have been within this very tight range right here, chopping for the past few days. We are still above this 5MA, however, and as long as we are, we will be looking for this upper Bollinger retest. So right here, you see this 5MA, upper Bollinger retest, 5MA, upper Bollinger retest, just like that. Now, if we are below it, then you can look to go short, and possibly we fill this gap right here at 523 to the downside. But just be paying attention and understand that as long as we are above, we are looking for that upper Bollinger retest. The market has been coiled for many days here, and it is getting ready to make its move. Whether it is up or down, it should be a good move. Trade patiently, trade off of the microstructure and the algorithms, and I will see members in the morning. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.